Comment now, just once. I will succeed. Do not write this as someone repeating an empty phrase. Write it as someone signing a spiritual contract with their own destiny. Because there comes a moment in life when a person stops asking fear for permission and decides to walk alongside the purpose God placed within them. Pay close attention. There is a truth that separates those who prosper from those who spend their entire lives running in place. This truth is simple, powerful, and eternal. God did not create you for scarcity. God created you to flourish, multiply, build, serve, and leave a legacy. But true prosperity begins long before money appears in the bank account. It is born in the mind. It grows in the heart. It matures through discipline, and it bears fruit when a person decides to align their thoughts with divine principles, because whatever dominates your thoughts ends up dominating your reality. If you feed your mind with thoughts of defeat, you will find obstacles on every path. If you feed your mind with faith, you will find opportunities where others see only problems. Scripture itself teaches that a person becomes what they cultivate within, and this is not merely a spiritual message. It is a law of existence. Every great structure was once an image in someone's mind. Every powerful company, every legitimate fortune, every work that has spanned generations, it all began as a vision sustained by faith. And here is a secret that few understand. God does not grant prosperity to those who wish only to consume. God grants prosperity to those prepared to manage, multiply, and serve. The Creator established laws in the universe, laws that do not age, principles that endure long after trends have faded. The wise person learns these laws and builds their life upon them. The hasty person seeks shortcuts and later wonders why everything falls apart. Observe nature. No tree bears fruit the day after it is planted. There is a season for sowing, a season for tending, a season for waiting, and finally, a season for reaping. Success works the same way. Most people give up during the invisible phase of growth. They want the harvest without the seed. They want abundance without discipline. They want victory without refinement. But God works on the person before He works through the person. Before entrusting great resources to your hands, He strengthens your mind. Before opening massive doors, He develops your character. Before elevating your position, He deepens your roots. For that which grows too fast and without a foundation falls just as quickly. Now imagine your life a few years from now. Imagine waking up every day with peace, with health, with the resources to care for your family, with the means to help others, with the joy of knowing your work creates impact, dignity, and prosperity. This vision is not arrogance. It is not selfishness. It is responsibility. There are people waiting for the stronger, wiser, and more prosperous version of you. There are dreams that depend on your courage. There are future generations that will benefit from the decisions you make today. So, never accept the idea that desiring prosperity is wrong. The issue was never possessing wealth. The issue is being possessed by it. When God occupies the center of your life, money becomes a tool. Success becomes service. Influence becomes an opportunity to do good. And prosperity ceases to be an end in itself and becomes an instrument of purpose. Trusting God does not mean abandoning your intellect. It means understanding that there is a higher wisdom guiding every step. Many people fail because they rely solely on their own understanding. They calculate everything. They control everything. They try to predict everything. But they forget that there are doors that open only through faith. There are opportunities that logic cannot see. There are encounters orchestrated by heaven that no human planning could produce. True trust lies in doing your part with excellence and allowing God to handle what is beyond your strength. It means acting responsibly while resting serenely. It means working intensely while living without desperation. For those who know they walk alongside the Creator need not be slaves to anxiety. And there is another powerful truth. Prosperity accompanies those who live with purpose. A life without purpose wastes energy. A life with purpose multiplies results. When you know why you wake up every morning, obstacles cease to be walls and become stepping stones. Difficulties no longer signal the end of the journey, but become part of the training. The men and women who achieved great things were not those who never faced problems. They were the ones who decided to stand firm while everyone else gave up. Discipline is often the silent language of divine love. Every correction, every season of waiting, every challenge. All of this may be preparing you to steward greater blessings. Iron must pass through the fire before becoming a sword. A diamond withstands immense pressure before revealing its brilliance. And a human being must develop inner strength before bearing the weight of prosperity. Do not reject the processes. Do not curse the periods of preparation. Perhaps what seems like a delay today is actually protection. Perhaps what looks like a closed door is God, preventing you from accepting something less than what was prepared for your life. The wise person learns to grow even during difficult times because they understand that every adversity carries within it an opportunity for growth. And the stronger one becomes on the inside, the greater one's capacity to prosper on the outside. Now reflect deeply. What is worth more? Receiving money without wisdom, or acquiring wisdom capable of generating wealth throughout one's life? The answer is evident. Wisdom is an asset that no one can steal. Markets change, companies close, economies go through crises, but a disciplined mind, strengthened by eternal principles and guided by God, will always find new paths to prosper. That is why investing in knowledge is not an expense. It is sowing. To learn is to plant. To study is to cultivate. To think is to build. Every book read, every skill developed, every experience absorbed. All of this forms the invisible capital that produces visible results. The person who grows intellectually increases their capacity to serve. And the greater the capacity to serve, the greater the capacity to prosper. Because true wealth is the result of the value you deliver to the world. Never forget this. Money follows value, honor follows integrity, and influence follows service. Those who try to reverse this order build upon sand. Those who respect this order build upon rock. So, honor God with the best that is within you. Do not offer merely the scraps of your time. Do not give only what remains of your strength. Give excellence. Give commitment. Give honesty. Give dedication. When you infuse purpose into what you do, even the simplest tasks become seeds of greatness. And there is a spiritual law that spans generations. What you plant with sincerity returns multiplied. Plant generosity, you will reap solid relationships. Plant discipline, you will reap consistent results. Plant knowledge, you will reap opportunities. Plant faith, you will reap courage. Plant service, you will reap prosperity. The universe created by God responds to the seeds we sow every day. Therefore, watch over your thoughts. Protect your mind. Choose carefully what nourishes your soul. For a mind dominated by hope builds possibilities. A mind dominated by gratitude recognizes opportunities. And a mind aligned with God develops a strength that no circumstance can destroy. Quickly write just this phrase in the comments. God guides my steps toward prosperity. Write this down and move forward. Not as a superstition, but as a declaration of alignment between your will and the divine purpose. Now, listen closely. You were not born to live permanently in emotional, financial, or spiritual scarcity. You were born to grow, to learn, to multiply your talents, to build something that stands the test of time, to honor your family, to serve your community, to leave a legacy of dignity and faith. That is what holistic prosperity is. Not just money, but health, peace, strong relationships, wisdom, positive influence, the joy of living, the ability to help others rise. When these areas move in unison, abundance ceases to be an isolated event and becomes a way of life. And it all begins with a decision. The decision to seek wisdom over haste, principles over shortcuts, Purpose over vanity, God over fear. Because when a person puts these priorities in order, something extraordinary happens. Paths begin to align. Choices become clearer. Opportunities appear more frequently. Courage replaces insecurity, and life ceases to be a chaotic struggle and becomes a conscious act of building. Always remember this truth. True wealth does not begin in the pocket. It begins in a disciplined mind, in a grateful heart, in persevering faith, in a willingness to serve, in the courage to keep going, and in the absolute trust that God works on behalf of those who walk with integrity. Success is not an accident. Prosperity is not the result of chance. They are the natural consequences of a life built upon eternal principles. And when your thoughts, your actions, and your faith come into harmony, you discover that what seemed impossible was merely the next chapter of your story. May God strengthen your hands for work, illuminate your mind for learning, protect your family, multiply your resources, and guide every step of your journey toward a prosperity that does not end with you, but reaches everyone around you. For true success is prospering with purpose, growing with humility, and honoring God in every achievement.